What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are talking about the Lions' second round pick in DeAndre Swift, why I love the pick, and why I think Matthew Stafford as well. Let's get it started. All right, so we're talking about the Lions' second round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, and this was a surprising pick, in my opinion. I was not expecting the Lions to do this. The Lions set at 35. They already took a cornerback. They needed pass rush help, as last year they just had an awful defense. I was like, you know what? Focus on the defense. Our offense was fine last season. Make sure you get us a lineman, just at least one, okay? At least a pretty high offensive lineman, but, stack the defense. Well, they said, forget all that. Bob Quinn said, nope. All right, he didn't like Patricia that day. I don't know what it was. Maybe Patricia said something wrong to him. I don't know. He decided, I'm taking a running back so I can make practices even harder for you. But seriously, he did take a running back in the second round at 35, and he potentially took the best running back in this draft. Now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire went first. I know, I understand that, but I still think DeAndre Swift is the best running back in this class. Now, I never really mocked him to the Lions. Didn't really think it was possible, to be honest with you. I never thought he would fall to the second round. We've done tons of mock drafts. Just rarely ever fell to the second round. It just wasn't something that usually happened. And for right reason, because he's so dang good and he can do both catch and run the football at such a high level that it was not expected that he would be there, because he really doesn't have anything that's major glaring that's like, oh, that's the reason I might want to stay away from him, right? I mean, Jonathan Taylor has the crazy fumbles, so many carries, but that was his main thing. But Jonathan Taylor's just a heck of a runner. We know that. But the Lions got DeAndre Swift, and it was not expected that he would somehow fall to the Lions. And I love the pick. At first glance, I was like, okay, they're going pass rushers. They took a running back, but I love it. The Lions are actually focusing on something that they have needed. Matthew Stafford, okay? The most recent, I've looked at this, the most recent update I've seen is that he has had 11 100-yard rushers in his career. Now, it's probably more than that now. It may be a few more, maybe not. I'm not sure. We haven't run the ball very well. We know Matthew Stafford has had no running game at all. I mean, no, none at all. Even if it's 15, if it's 16, you're telling me 16 out of over a decade? That's not good. That's not good. That's 100-yard rushers. We know his record is very good when he's had 100-yard rushers. So that's not good, right? He just needs to have guys that can run the football, and when they do, they're successful. The problem is they never really have that. But the Lions actually addressed it this season. Now, we know they went back-to-back guards, which is also very helpful. But they got a running back in DeAndre Swift who is going to, in my opinion, split time with Kamara Johnson and add a complete new element to this offense that we really haven't had. Now, a lot of people, it's easy to forget that how good Kamara Johnson actually was in his rookie season. This dude played in 10 games in his rookie season. He averaged over 5 yards a carry. Okay, when this guy's healthy, he's a good running back. The problem is he hasn't been able to stay healthy. So the Lions tried to address it back in 2018. And honestly, they didn't do a bad job of it, right? I mean, ever since Bob Quinn's gone in here, he's been drafting linemen, and, he's been trying to fix that offensive line. Last season, they ranked at number 11. Again, Kamara Johnson, rookie season, 5.4 yards per carry. That's pretty darn good. I mean, that's really, really good. The problem is the injuries have just kept coming, and it's like, okay, you kind of forget how talented this running back actually can be when he is healthy. So now what do? Well, we take another top running back in DeAndre Swift, who is actually the highest running back we've selected out of the running backs in drafts since Barry Sanders, okay? Now, what do I mean by that? That's probably confusing as heck. Well, basically, the Lions, have drafted some high running backs since Barry, but not as high when it comes to other running backs in the draft. For example, all right, let's go through some of the top running backs that they taken. In 2004, they took Kevin Smith. He was the third running back off the board. DeAndre Swift was the second. 2008, they took Kevin Smith. He was the 8th running back off of the board. 2010, Javid Best, the 3rd running back. 2011, Michael Ashore, the 4th running back. 2015, Amir Abdullah, the 4th running back. And in 2018, Kamara Johnson, the 6th running back. This year, they took the 2nd running back, and who many people regard as the best running back in this class, and they've thought that for a while now, and he is somehow the line. I still can't get over the fact that we have DeAndre Swift. I mean, we have one of the top running backs in this draft class in the 2nd round. That is just crazy to me that we have this guy and Kamara Johnson on the same team. And I absolutely love this draft pick. I think it's going to add a complete new element to this offense. Daryl Bevel has had some really good running backs over his career as an offense coordinator. Okay, he's been with Adrian Peterson, right? He's been with some dang good running backs. He's been with some really good quarterbacks as well. But man, the Lions really haven't had a rushing game. And even last season, without the rushing game and finishing 21st in the league, they still managed to have a pretty solid offense. Even when Stafford was here, they were even better. One of the best offenses in the league without a rushing game. Back in 2011, when the Lions finished 4th offensively and Matthew Stafford had 5,000 passing yards, they were 29th in rushing. They've never had a rushing game. It's something that the Lions have never had, and they finally addressed it this season. And they didn't just address it, right? They didn't just take a good running back. They took one of the top running backs to go along with one of the other top running backs he just took a couple of years ago. Now, I know it's easy to say Karen's not the top running back, and I don't know if he necessarily is or not, but we haven't really got to see it since the rookie year. If you put DeAndre Swift with him and you take some pressure and he doesn't get hurt, could you imagine that duo? Everybody wants to bring up Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara, okay? Let me tell you why that's actually something that's fair to bring up. Because because Mark Ingram in his first year with Alvin Kamara averaged just under 5 yards per carry. Just under 5 yards per carry. That sounds great, right? Oh, Kerryon's not anything like that. I'm comparing Kerryon and Mark Ingram here. Like I said, Kerryon averaged 5.4 yards in his rookie season, okay? Now, we had a little bit of a down year last season, but he still averaged over 12 yards per reception last season. He's actually somewhat comparable to what Mark Ingram's stats were when he was with Alvin Kamara. Well, let's look at DeAndre Swift and Alvin Kamara's stats in college. DeAndre Swift's stats are actually better than Alvin Kamara's stats at Tennessee. So it looks like that, hey, this could actually be, the next Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. Now, it's hard to say that they're going to be exactly the same because there's tons of variables, tons of things that go into it. But you're taking two really good running backs, you're adding two really good offensive linemen that you drafted, and a tackle that's known for run blocking. You already have a good quarterback who, was just on having his best season of his career last season, and now you're finally giving him a running game, potentially. The Lions are actually focusing on the running game. They didn't just give him one running back, they actually gave him two running backs. The Lions, I love this pick to go with DeAndre Swift, man. This is something that has been well overdue, and it's not like the Lions haven't taken a running back before, right? I listed some running backs, but they haven't taken one of the top running backs, if not the top running back, in a long time. And not only have they not taken one of the top running backs, they haven't paired him with another top running back from just a few years ago. These are two really good running backs that, if they are healthy, if Kamara is healthy, we have seen him be really, really good. If you pair him with DeAndre Swift and give you a complete new element, a guy that can also catch the ball in the backfield, looked at as maybe the best running back in this draft, then oh my gosh, you could have a killer backfield. Oh my, this could be just amazing. We talked about Stafford's weapons yesterday, and when you put Swift and Kerryon together, this could be something special. And if the Lions, oh man, I mean, this offensive line isn't as bad as some people think, all right? Especially now that they added even more linemen to it. They ranked 11th last season. They could even be better this season with two new guards and a new tackle. The potential is there. And I love this pick. So let me hear your thoughts, comments below. Is this the next Barry pick? I don't think he's the next Barry, but I do think him and Kerryon will play well together. Thank you, Prop, for watching.